All right. I think all right. Let's just make sure. I always do a terrible job of the tech on these, which is ironic considering the nature of the channel, but I really hope that the folks out there can hear me. It looks like I think we're all good here on my end. I can see audio bars moving, so you should be able to hear my words. But anyway, happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to Canadian Computer Collector. We are going live today, cleaning up some delicious G3 iMac keyboards. I've got a box full of them here. One of them's already been restored, but it's the only orange one I have, so I threw it in for color. You know how important that is in a good meal. But today, we are going to be working on cleaning up these keyboards and starting to get them looking newer or newish. And I think if one or two of them are missing some pieces, so we might be able to kind of source out a parts keyboard. You know, one of them has some writing on it here, but it is the only lime one that I have, so I don't know if we're gonna turn that quite into a parts machine yet, so to speak. While we're still at 0 viewers, I think this is probably a good time for me to share the link on social, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, because we may have to reiterate some of this anyway. You know how it is. Bring this keyboard all the way over here. The one that's actually plugged in. Okay, let's grab the link. Dun, 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 dun. And let's throw this on social. So welcome to the folks who may have just joined us. I see we have 2 viewers now, which is good. You know, getting it all started, getting things moving. I'm just sharing links right now. And then we're going to get started on these keyboard cleanups / restorations. I've got everything here. You know, I was thinking I would make a joke about how I was just going to drink this entire bottle of 99% rubbing alcohol. Or I guess this, I don't know if you'd call that rubbing alcohol, but it's isopropyl alcohol. And then just see if I actually go blind. Okay, we've shared the link on Facebook. We're just going to share it on Twitter, and then we are good to go. Isn't it annoying how many places you have to share things these days? You're telling me, Dano. Book 'em, Dano! Here we are. Some G3 iMac restorations. There we go. Okay, so I guess we may as well get this all started. Garth, how you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in again, and thank you for sending another bountiful gift through Buy Me a Coffee. So you're the man, Garth. I don't know what else to say. You're a real, you are a true baller. You are like Iverson, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about sports, so that was probably not as genuine as it could have been. Anywho, so now that we are getting started, Garth, I think because of your generosity and the fact that you have been such a real one, I would like you to choose. We're going to do 2 keyboards today, I think. And we'll see how time goes. Maybe we'll do more than that. But what colors of keyboards would you like to see restored today? And I'll let you know what your options are, because the colors are not, you know, totally obvious all the time. So we have light blue, pink, light blue. This one is, I believe this is a gray one. Unless I'm colorblind again. Lime, pink again, orange is already done, and then purple and teal again. So what do you like, Garth? What color is your favorite, and which one do you want to see done? Which 2? Sorry. Which 2 keyboards should we clean up today? Oh, God. Just trying to move these things. They're actually quite heavy. For a plastic keyboard, when you have enough of them in a box like this, they got some weight to it. You know what I'm saying. Okay, tangerine and strawberry. Tangerine, unfortunately, has already been cleaned up. So this one is basically done. It just needs a dusting. This one was only in the box to add some more color. So strawberry and hit me with another one. The orange is more like an example. It's like an after. The tangerine, rather. Pardon me. Gotta remember the real apple names. Okay, well, we'll pull out a strawberry for sure. Oops. So we'll start with one of these. This one looks like it's got everything where it should. And, you got lime. There we go. Okay. Yeah, strawberry and lime. It's like we're making lime Rickies. Okay. Go for the original 5 colors. Hey, that's logical. I like it. All right. So the first step to any keyboard restoration, and you know, these are pretty basic keyboard restorations. These ones aren't like, you know, at least I don't think we're heating off the label here. But long and short of it is, you need a keycap puller, and this thing is a lifesaver. It's the most basic tool, you know, possible, but it works incredibly, and I think everyone should have one because keyboards get really gross over time. I think we all know that, and this makes a huge difference. So anyway, the key puller is a very simple item. Oh, we're gonna need another control key. Anyway, slides over the key, put it over the edges, whoop, and gently remove the key. Now, when I say gently, you really have to do this gently because I actually broke a spacebar key on the Tangerine iMac keyboard, but because I had multiples, I managed to pull, I think it's off of this one, yeah, another key off to save that one for that restoration. So anyway, right now we are pulling keycaps. So let's get to it. Oh god, put your back into it. You can do it, put your back into it! Little ice cube. Oh god, why am I so not dexterous? Why am I an idiot? Oh man. So this one actually has some writing on it. It says Chief Peguis Junior High, 613. So shout out to Chief Peguis Junior High in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Sounds like you guys had some pretty cool computers back in the day. My junior high had Dell machines that, I think I have one actually over here. We had these little like Pentium 2 and 3 sort of almost pizza box style Dell computers, which we saw in the PC inventory live stream recently, but this one is super dirty. But yeah, this is what we had instead of cool G3 iMacs. As you can imagine, I've never recovered from that. So, yeah, shout out to Chief Peguis. Jow says, makes a good egg whisk also. Oh, good morning, Scamperly. That's my brother Stace, for those who've watched videos on this channel before. We are pulling keycaps, ladies and gents. And actually, I wonder if, you know, to make this more interesting as we go on to the second keyboard, if perhaps I should start reading from Ghostbusters again. Garth says, we had Apple IIs and IBM PS2s. Oh, those are so sweet. You know what? That era is so cool, and admittedly, that's a little bit before my time. But like PS2s, I think, are super cool computers. I love old IBMs. But I can't believe what has happened to the PS2 prices. Have you guys seen what a PS2 goes for now? It's shocking. Like, even just a really basic PS2, like pizza box style desktop. Super expensive. Stace, did I watch qualifying this morning? Stace talking about Formula One. Our family is very much into Formula One racing, and the season is actually just beginning. And I did not break this keyboard, or this spacebar. Anyway, yeah, the F1 season's starting, which is great because we've all been hankering for it. And qualifying happened today. So for those who don't know how it works, on Saturday, the drivers qualify by putting down hot laps to see who has the best time, and then based on the times, they have the starting grid arranged for the actual race. This one didn't break, but for some reason it didn't come out with the clip. Steve, oh crap, you are alive. Why is that oh crap? Did you just message me or something? I should have postponed my premiere, which has already been 5 hours late. Oh, Steve, I'm so sorry, dude. I don't think that'll hurt anything though. Like what? I got 4 viewers. Trust me, that's not gonna. I mean, Steve, you are a force of nature on your own. But yeah, you know what? Like with all these live streams, I've been kind of testing different times during the day, just to kind of see what works for people, what my audience enjoys. Woo! When you're available, all that sort of stuff. For a very long time, this channel was just edited videos released Saturday mornings. And now we're doing the edited videos every second week, but I'm still trying to figure out when these live streams should happen. So I appreciate everyone showing up for these. So thank you super duper much. Thanks super duper much, man. That might be one of the stupidest things I've ever said. Garth, haha. Garth says, IBM has some awesome hardware, going a bit further up. I agree. Actually, one of the searches that I regularly do, being the Canadian computer collector, is for IBM stuff. And admittedly, because IBM, for a long time, still made like business desktops and everything, before I think they sold all of their desktop stuff to Lenovo. And so you still get a pretty big mix of like newish, junky computers and stuff, but my next shirt should say super duper much, yeah. And there should be like also an animated gun pointed at my head on that shirt. But I'm always looking for old IBMs, like the old, even the beige era with some of the blue on the case and all that. I love it all. Steve, this is good ASMR content. You show that lime keyboard who's boss. Yeah, I will. I will, Steve. And look how green it is. Look how lime it is. What a beautiful product. Am I right? But you know what? You could see why these were such popular machines, right? Like coming off the heels of 20-ish years of beige, this was a very spicy meatball for people to handle. I remember just seeing like the Sony Vios in purple and thinking, oh wowee, I'd want one of those super duper much, What do we got here? Garth says, I think the only real IBM HW I have is a Pentium ThinkPad 380 XD. One of them laptops, eh, Garth? Okay, let's try and pull these off gently. Don't want to break anything. Please don't break, Mr. Caps Lock. There we go. Yeah, I would like more IBMs, but I wanted to start buying like PS2s and stuff like that, but they're, a lot of them are like $500 to like $1,000 now, depending on how nice they are, if they've been recapped. Yeah, Lime is pretty cool, eh, Steve? I wish I had a Lime iMac. I don't actually have a matching iMac for this one. The Tangerine iMac that I have, though, I think is awesome. And you know what? At first, I thought that the Snow iMac was crappy, like the white one. But in its own right, it's actually like quite an elegant machine once you've cleaned it up and got everything looking nice. Like it looks right, Garth says, Tangerine is mine. I have a slot load one. I believe my Tangerine is the only slot load that I have. Oh no, sorry. I have a, what is like that greenish teal called again? I have one of those, but it doesn't turn on. As you guys might know from those inventory streams, Steve especially, considering he helped me through that era. These are such dirty friggin' keys. It's unreal. Steve says, if you ever come to my neck of the woods, you may go home with an iMac. Oh god. Imagine me trying to get that like, Imagine me trying to get that on an airplane or something. Like, basically bringing a tube TV with you on this seat. Like, is this necessary, sir? I should say that this is my work computer at the airport. And then when they're like, yeah, right, I'll be like, you're stupid, you stupid idiots! And then, you know, we'll see how they react. Steve, I would love to come visit your neck of the woods, you know? After seeing Jersey Shore, I need the real experience. Although, from what I understand, the boardwalk was devastated once upon a time. Have they rebuilt it? Steve says, no, this is my son, it must travel with me. Yeah. You'd be like one of those people on A&E at that point with, you know, weird obsessive habits. Oh, God. You know, Steve, I wanted to do one of these on StreamYard, so in case you wanted to join me, that you could. But I wasn't certain how to have multiple cameras in StreamYard, and I wanted to have this top-down camera, so it's not just, you know, me working on a keyboard with nothing else to look at. So I don't know if that's possible, but I know that Bruce does it, so it's gotta be. Anyway, so here is the keyboard that we just pulled all the keys off of. These are these little design things, and I think I can pull these out with pliers, but I don't want to get too aggressive with this. So let's move on to the next step, shall we? Which is removing all the dirt. But first, now that we have all of our keycaps, some of which are incredibly disgusting, we need to plop these into some orange water. Orange water. Warm water, not orange water. Okay. And we're going to put all these keys into this pot of warm water that I have prepared in advance of this live stream. Okay. So, now that these are in there, let's give them a little stir. We're making soup with some nice orange water. Steve says, StreamYard just added multiple camera option, but they limit the overlay position of the camera to be more like picture-in-picture, not as tidy as your overlay now. Well, isn't that a shame? That gives me angry diarrhea. Now, the next step typically is to vacuum this thing out, and because it's super loud, I might just do that off camera so that we're not, you know, destroying people. Oh, there's one more key. Not destroying people's ears. But let's just quickly see. Oh, no! My puller! This vibrant red towel! Let's see if we can pull these little guys out of here with some gentle... Oh my god. Some gentle tweezer tugs. Gentle tugs. Okay. Okay, I don't think so. No, maybe these don't come out. Well, I've done other keyboards where the pieces in between the keys come out, so hey, whatever. Okay, that was Steak's good idea. Drop the mic volume. Maybe we'll just do that. Okay. Okay, I'm saying okay a lot, so let's try to stop doing that. So, here is our grubby keyboard. And Garth is off to recap his LC power supply. Man, power to you, Garth. That's something I'm trying to learn soon. Steve is actually going to jump on a live stream with me in the future, and we are going to learn some soldering. It's something that I've talked about. I was supposed to do it last year, and I didn't do it. I failed my own goal, but I did order the actual soldering station, so what do you do? But anyway, yeah, props to you, Garth, for doing that. Here I am dropping audio input capture so that we can vacuum, but I just want to get a really good view of how dirty this thing is. Maybe we can. Let's see if I can drop that. Drop the bibbity bop. Boy, Those old Bill Cosby memes sure aren't as popular as they once were. Okay, so yeah, you can see there's quite a bit of dirt in here, all over the place. And we are going to attack that. So here we go. We're going to go on mute briefly. Okay, folks, we got a problem here. This is like the Porsche of vacuums. It's high power, but it is fussy. And for some reason, the tools attachment is not suctioning right now. So I guess we're going to have to do this another way. Let's take a look at chat real quick, though. Good luck, Garth. As soon as that check clears, says Steve. Chris says I'm doing while watching. It's easy what to do. Very cool. Dan's new album titled Lime Keyboards Do It Dirty. Stace, thank you for muting while vacuuming. Garth, my goodness, Mauser likes to package separate caps. I mean, does it require tape on the bag as well as having the cap rubbed in also tape? Well, you know what? Better safe than sorry, right? Stace says air duster. Steve says use your mouth. Oh my god. You guys are the worst. Okay, let's see. We do have air duster here, so that's the next best thing. It's just going to blow it everywhere instead of into a vacuum. So, actually, technically, Steve, I could go like this and just blow it all into my mouth. Okay, well, if that didn't pierce your ears, your drums, then I don't know what will. Okay, that got a very minute amount of dirt out of there, which I guess we could have expected. So now we are on to the next stage, which is to brush out the dirt. Of course, I don't have a brush handy. All right, we got an anti-static brush. Not that it's really that important on a plastic keyboard shell like this, but yeah, no. What's Steve say? That's the thumbnail. Yeah, me blowing dirt into my mouth. You've always got my best interests at heart, Steve, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Boy, this is just awful. Dirt, get out. You know what I'm saying? Brushing dirt off a keyboard all the live long day. Jow says, grab a straw and suck it up. That's nice. You guys are the creative dream team that I never realized that I needed for this channel. Okay, let's give her a little dust again. After loosening up the crud. So at this point, what I'm trying to do is get a sense of whether I want to actually take apart the rest of the frame. And normally for keyboards, these ones aren't bad. The stuff that you see with like G4s and things like that, they gather a lot of dirt and grime at the bottoms, which on a see-through keyboard is absolutely disgusting. So on this one, I'm trying to get a sense of whether or not we want to remove this outer casing, which I've done in the past, and it's a bit of a pain, but sometimes, you know, it is worth doing. But I think on this one, really, our problem areas are, and let's just make sure that I'm looking at this right. I should close the chat window slightly. Oh, now we've got the phone in on the main shot too. That's no good. What the H is going on here? Okay, well, apparently Firefox is now doing what my vacuum was doing. Oh my god. Everything! Okay, so I think our problem areas are just the dirt in between here, but then, of course, trying to remove this permanent marker from the top, which we have a few friends that I've brought along for that part of the journey, which are Windex to start. We're going to Windex basically the entire thing. Isopropyl alcohol to deal with le nombre, and lighter fluid in case that name gives us a real hard time. We're going to get all this done while our keys are still soaking in this fabulous pot of warm water and dish soap. So let's try and get this out of the main shot again, which is very doable. All right. Oh, what did I do? Oh my god. What happened? Okay. What on earth just happened to my webcam? Well, let's try and add a new one. Actually, something really strange is going on. Oh, maybe the keyboard is compressing a key? No. That's weird. It just added a bunch of audio devices. Sorry, folks. I'm not entirely certain what happened here. My computer had, like, what appears to be an aneurysm. So I'm going to add another video capture device. Webcam. Okay. Alright. Alright, we're almost back, ladies and gens. Leds and gens. Okay, well, that was super weird. And totally unnecessary. Yeah, that was really weird. Okay, so we're back to chat. I can see everyone again. I think maybe my head's getting a bit cut off though. There we go. Okay, blow. It's like I right-clicked my mouse on OBS and it just freaked right out. So catching up with chat. Stasis, that's gross. So get everywhere, look it up. Garth, what's written on the keyboard? It's a junior high school name from the city I live in. Stasis, much cleaner. Oh, I own Windex. Is another app trying to control your camera. Your mic switched, I think. Tell them about... Oh, did my mic switch to the webcam? Let's see. Oh, no, it should still be... Okay. The Dusty Keys are having their revenge. Main keyboard getting jelly with cute and colorful keyboard. Jow's on to the right track here. This keyboard is getting jealous. This desktop is unhappy that everything it has is just plain shades. Okay. So let's begin with some paper towel, a little bit of Windex, and a guy who just wants to have fun, you know? Okay. So, starting on the back, let's flip down this little bracket. Get some of that Dex. Yeah. And let's get in there. God, everything looks better when it's moist. Know what I'm saying? Like this keyboard just comes to life when it's wet. Maybe don't say that. Alright. Now, we're getting most of the dirt and grime off here, but there's a couple stubborn spots we might have to come back at with the isopropyl alcohol. But here's how we're looking so far. Oh yeah, real moist. Like our Prime Minister once said, speaking moistly. Thanks, JT, for that thought. And you know what? This is just like stubborn dirt, so I'm just giving it the old fingernail treatment. Nothing too crazy. Dirt and grime ain't got the time to fight this guy while he rhymes. Okay, yeah, this thing actually, for like a public school keyboard, this does not look bad at all. Could be much, much worse. Let's get a little more decks on there. So we're currently up to 5 viewers. I'd like to thank everyone who has joined us thus far and continues to do so now. You are truly special individuals. Okay, so the back is all cleaned up. Let's get that top nice and clean. And another thing you can't forget, cable. This will probably shock and amaze you, and you'll think, oh my god, I was living life like a moron until I saw this. But basically, wait till you see how dirty this is. Ah, God. Let's get a little Dex onto a paper towel, get it nice and moist. Let's apply the Windex moistly. It smells horrible. It's a very strong vapor. Anyway, we're now going to grip it and rip it, ladies and gentlemen. Grip it, rip it. Grip it and rip it. Look at that. We're doing a great job here of gripping and ripping. Steve says, I'm watching you while I watch myself. I feel so dirty, like this keyboard. Steve, that's all right. This is the place to come for dirty keyboard action. And if you're feeling dirty yourself, hey, I'm not going to say no. Hop on in with a keyboard of your own and start cleaning. All right. Chas says, just shower and Windex later. No harm, no foul. Yeah, well, until you get it in your lungs. So here's the dirt that came off of the keyboard. Not as spicy a meatball as my tangerine was. That thing, you know, it was like they were using it in liquid dirt for most of its life. Anywho, now let's pull this camera back into the main view just because we want to get a decent shot of getting the dirt out of this thing. So you can use Q-tips for this, which I probably will at one point, but I still have a fairly intact paper towel with some Windex on it already. So, you know, when in Rome, reuse your paper towel. It's getting some work done. Nothing wrong with that. Just be wary of these clips, as I was not. Nothing broke, thank goodness. We would not want that to occur. There's no breakage here on Canadian Computer Collector. That's a lie. I wish there was no breakage. I try very hard not to. Oh, come on, I got a little piece of crap in here. Oh, that's the opposite effect of what I wanted. Wipe that down again. All right, moving on to the next row. Talking about. All right, let's catch up with chat. What do we got here? Garth says moist. Again, Stace says Moran. Spec into the decks to win. What on earth does that mean, Stace? Okay, win the decks, win decks. Okay. Steve, just a laugh. Garth, 2 caps down. Nice. You're motoring, man. On that, that's an LC, you said? Which LC? I'm curious. Stace, when you don't have a working vacuum, use farts to clean your keyboards. That's good advice for any household, I think. When your vacuum's down, use your farts. Garth appreciates that as a slogan. Or is it the Windex slogan that you appreciate? Because if it was the farts, that would be a lot cooler. LC 475 power supply. Not a bad machine. I think our video for next week is going to be me unboxing the LC2 and Style Writer that I picked up recently. But I've got a couple LC 475s. They're excellent machines. Shout out to my man, Mr. Fahrenheit, for recapping and actually upgrading one of them. He overclocked it and put some heat sinks on the chips as a result of the overclock. So, yeah, that thing should be screaming now. You know what, one of the problems that I have is when I get into collecting something, you know, I tend to go hard on that first. So, like, my intention is to get to every machine that I have, clean them up, recap them as best I can, or get them recapped by another individual, and then try and restore the plastic as best I can. For some of the really rare stuff, I think I'll just let it be if it's yellowed, but I do want to retrobrite them as well. So, like, the goal is to clean everything up, not just to buy it, because I don't really sell it as of yet. So, like, basically, I just keep acquiring things, and then they go on shelves, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll get to that one day. So, like, I think Mr. Fahrenheit recapped and upgraded that LC 475 like 6 or 8 months ago now, like last summer, which is funny because I figured I would have got to it by now, but meh, you know, things just keep coming up. So the insurance live streams also went way longer than I thought they would. Jao says farts can be D-Ross says farts can be powerful. That's Dave, I think. Is that what D stands for, Dave? I think, or yeah. You know what I mean. Jao says, unless your farts are moist, then you have a bigger problem. Jao, you sound like someone I could, you know, have a beer with. You're talking my language, pal. You gotta watch out for sharts. That's what I'm talking about. Not that I have a problem with sharts, ladies. I'm just saying, you always gotta be vigilant. You must remain vigilant. He says, Dan is proof that farts can be powerful. Gray hair discovery says I have the same sickness. Are you talking about collecting or farting? Oh God, breathing in the Windex. The Windex is aging me artificially. By the end of this live stream, I'm gonna look like I'm in my mid to late 60s. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I would hope that I'd also have the wisdom in that case. You know, when you get to 60, the reward is what you've seen. I don't want to look 60 and still be an idiot. Okay. So we're getting through here gradually, but it is getting much cleaner. So let's have a quick look at some of the spaces that I have worked out. So the top row has been cleaned. Middle row has been cleaned, and I'm now currently going in between keys. These ones have been done. These are still yet to be done. So, like I said, it's a live stream. It's not glamorous work, but someone's got to do it. Actually, technically, nobody has to do this, but you know, on some level, I'm doing someone in the future a favor. Whether that's me or a man named Moriarty, I don't know. All right, let's have a look at chat, see what people are saying here after talking about strip and paint with farts. We've got D-Ross says, yes, D's for Dave. That's what, you know what, I thought it was. I thought you were Dave. I just, you know, sometimes when you're doing this live and you second guess what you think you know. Anyway. Garth wrote baby sharks like Baby Shark, I'm assuming, because I see musical notes there. My brother says, Colin Chartier in my dodgeball league had a team called Little Sharts. Yeah, and then we got some laughs for Garth. That was all net, Garth. That's an excellent one. You should actually make that and see if that goes viral with parents. If I was a parent, I'd play Baby Sharks for my kid. I'd be like, here's something that I hope you don't do very often. Something that you should also hope you don't do very often when you grow up. Keep sharts to a minimum. And if you don't, keep the information to a minimum. But, yeah. Sharts are hilarious. But only when it's not happened to you. Much like I find vomiting. I think vomiting is hilarious. Just not while I'm doing it. You know, like if someone else pukes when they see something gross, to me that's very funny. But if I'm the one puking, I'm just like, you know, cross-eyed, being like, "Ugh!" You know, like I am not enjoying that. It is not funny to me. I think reactionary throwing up might be what's really funny to me. Like, this is a really gross story. So, I love dim sum. I think dim sum's delicious. It's oily AF, but it is delicious. And I went out to a dim sum restaurant with a buddy of mine once, because he's moving to Victoria, so we wanted to, you know, grab some lunch. And it was like a Sunday, and this guy was there with his, oh my god, I did it again. There we go, we're back. This guy was there with his mom, I guess, who was aged lady, much older. Like, she looked like he must have been in her 80s or something. And basically, I heard just like blip, and then I looked over. This is the table behind us, so like I'm facing this table and my buddy. And I look, and this lady has thrown up all over the table. And I just broke out laughing. And it was such a horrible thing to do, and I felt super bad, so I was like, you know, covering my face and stuff. But oh god, I don't know why I thought that was so funny. My buddy thought it was disgusting, which he was right to do. But that was very funny to me. Ah, god. Got too much stuff around me. I'm just hitting it with my elbows now. Alright, let's talk to that chat. Let's see what people are saying. Garth Allnet, yes, definitely. Jow says, when you guys come down to Jersey to visit Mac 84, I'll buy some rounds for both of us. Oh, buddy, this is starting to sound like something that's got to happen now. This is really sounding like something that's got to happen. I definitely got to come visit the Jersey crew. And you know what? What I'd really like to do is come to one of the VCF events, and then, you know, maybe there's one that's close to you, right, Steve and Jow? There's one close to Jersey, isn't it? Stace says, Garth MVP, I can play Baby Sharks on my xylophone. I'll bring it for the next live stream. Yes! Stace, that's a fantastic idea. He also says, puking is also Seth MacFarlane humor. Well, good for Seth MacFarlane. It sounds like, you know, he's on the noble path alongside myself. Dave says, I don't like to be scared, but I laugh my ass off when it happens to others. Yes, yes. See, exact same thing, right? Like, it's the human condition. Stace says, Mac 84 premiere over, picking up more viewers. Yeah, we are starting to pick up some more. We got 23 views total and 8 concurrent right now, with a chat rate of 4, which I have no idea what the H that means. Dave says, oh no. Steve says, lol, people can multitask. Scamperly. Stace says, your buddy's weak. Steve says, if I could give Dan 9,000 subscribers, I would. Well, Steve, that means a lot to me. I wish I had 9,000 subscribers, but we'll get there one day. It's a slow march for the Canadian computer collector, but 'tis a march nonetheless. We are just shy of 830 today, which I think we lost 2 overnight or something like that, because we were at 831 the other day. The nerve of those individuals for wanting to remain in a content stream of things they like. How dare they? No, you can't blame people for unsubscribing. Realistically, you have to look inward. And sometimes you don't, though. Like, you know, not everything is your fault. As a YouTube creator, Sometimes people just don't love your stuff. You have to put yourself in your shoes when you were a YouTube viewer, right? Like, before I started this channel, I did a lot of research, and I followed a lot of channels, I watched a lot of stuff, and I took note mentally of a lot of things. Even my own behaviors, right? So, like, certain things like, oh, why am I unsubbing from a certain channel? Did the content wander from where I had originally wanted it to be? Stuff like that, right? So, you can't blame people for unsubbing. You just gotta try and figure out why. And sometimes you just can't even help it. Sometimes it's not something you did. They're just not in the mood and they hit unsub. That's the way. Anyway, enough about that. Steve said, VCF East is close to me. Premiere isn't over yet. Steve, I can't wait to watch that video after this. My apologies for doing this live stream, but I really appreciate you hanging out here while that's all going on. That means the world. So, Stace says, I consume obscene amounts of YouTube content. Gray hair discoveries, real people are so much more to watch. That's true, you know? Another thing I told myself when I started this channel was to be true to myself and not try and be like one of those, hey, what's up, YouTube? Blah, 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 blah. You know, and like people who post shorts that don't make any sense and it's always about stupid garbage. You know, like, I guess it's a slower march for me because of the fact that I'm remaining true to myself, but that's fine with me. We'll get there one day. I do this because I enjoy it, and I have this like weird fascination with old computers. That really, you know, I've always sort of found them interesting, but it really only gripped me in the last few years. So yeah, you know, I would be working on these things regardless. Da 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 da! Why not share it with some folks? You know what I mean? That's why there was so much burping actually in the beginning. The obscene amount of burping in these videos, because I thought, you know what? F it. These are for me. So I'm going to burp my face off. But you know what? One thing I would really like to do is this as, you know, my primary time. Like one of the philosophies that I have is that in the current way that the world is arranged, to do your hobbies for a living, you have a couple of options. But the one that's least likely to make you resent your hobby, in my opinion, is doing what we're doing on YouTube. So playing with things during the daytime instead of you know, writing reports and things like that, that is the dream. Just doing the stuff you love. And all you got to do is record it and edit it in a way that is entertaining, which is a huge thing to ask of people. But yeah, I would love to just do this. I'd love to work on model kits, you know, lots of the other nerdy garbage that I enjoy. Being cynical, that's another thing. Shout out to Kristen. Stace looks like he retracted a message. I'm not sure what it was. Anyway, let's check out this this chat again. So after Gray Hair said real people are so much more to watch, Gar says, or they were never real at all. Steve says, poof, people are the worst, and then a heart, and then a smiley, or a laughy face. Garth, Dan, you have natural talent. You can just speak about nothing, and it's great. Well, thank you, Garth. I am glad that I make nothing valuable, and I don't mean that in a resentful. I'm joking. Stace, the real lesson is yourself. The real lesson is the yourself you made along the way. That actually does work. Smash that like button from Jow. Yeah, that's what we're trying to avoid here. And then Steve says, Dan is a national treasure. In comes Daniel with at least a Canadian one. Thank you. Kristen Howell, your cynicism brightens my life. Well, that's nice. And thank you for tuning in as we clean keyboards. The most fascinating thing a man can do in this world. Dan Hanson, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the chat. I don't know if you were here the whole time, but thanks for joining in. Right now, we're merely cleaning a keyboard and trying to keep it interesting from an honest perspective. So, let the paper towel sing as it rains cleanliness upon the keys, or at least the spaces where the buttons are. God, like we are getting dirt out of here. Look at that dirt. Look at that friggin' dirt. Look at that friggin' dirt. Okay, this is going to be a tall order. You know what? I might have to just brush here. Okay, put a little Dex on this brush. Yes. Get out of there, dirt. Cool. All right. Let's address the fact that this has Chief Peguis Junior High written on it, and the number 613. Da -da 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 -da. Shout out to Safeway branded Windex. What's up? Yeah, compliments. They don't just do Windex well. They do sparkling water great. So remember that. Anyway, we're going to try and take this permanent marker off. Now, I know this is not going to be easy, and Windex has a very low chance of doing it, but let's just give it a hard scrub with Windex first. Don't worry, Daniel Hansen, I knew exactly what you meant. A shutout could just be a shout-out, you know, in another world. In a timeline different from ours, perhaps those words were switched. There are infinite possibilities. Alright, that was me being reborn and back into this timeline. Here we go, Windex on the permanent marker. Oh, that's actually working. Wow. I am amazed. I am amazing corn. So look at that. That's all the grime that came off there. It looks almost like dark blood. Disgusting. But let's get back in there. I'm shocked that that was working. Okay, let's get back to the chat. Dan says sub. Oh, sorry, never mind. Yeah, we already caught up. Garth just said wow. Thank you, Garth, for keeping it so dang real. Okay, that actually is removing all of it. Yeah! Awesome. Oh, there's still a little bit left, though. Oh, boy! Get that effer. Hit it with a Windex and a little bit of elbow grease. Grease is the word, is the word. Is the move. Dun, dun. I got like a hair in my... Oh, there's paper towel on my face. Markers coming off easy due to the plastics breaking down, extruding a layer of oil. Haha. Garth, that makes so much sense. I just told everyone to come here, Dan. You can thank me later. Well, thank you, Steve. Steve, you are the national treasure of America. You're like the national treasure. You're like the movie series National Treasure with Nicolas Cage, or as I call him, Big Nicky. Big fan of Big Nicky and Gone in 60 Seconds. You know what? That's how I should have started every live stream. Is like how they start the car stealing in Gone in 60 Seconds when he's listening to Lowrider and he just goes, "Let's go." So that's what I'm thinking. Okay. On to the number 613. Time for you to come off of this keyboard. What's up, Jay? I understand you're here under protest. Thank you for coming anyway. Don't say coming. Okay. And that's basically gone. We got to do one more quick one there. Okay. My concurrent list is very strange. So I'm showing 12 up top and then 7 down bottom. It's because YouTube's is broken. Hey, freaking YouTube's! But we've managed to erase all of that permanent marker that was on here. So that's a huge win. It's like a little piece of embedded dirt here. Come on out. Make love to my thumbnail. Alright. Okay. So now we are I'm just going to clean the rim of these, and then we've got to start scrubbing keycaps, which is as much fun as it sounds. It's actually probably less fun than watching me clean in between all these spaces here. So I'm just going to give the edges of these USB ports a quick cleanup. Rendino, how you doing? Thanks for joining the live stream today. Adam, how you doing? Adam says, I have one of these keyboards, but with Chinese characters on the keys. That's really cool, actually. And my last name sounds Chinese, so that's that would be pretty cool to have. Jace, is this the first keyboard of the bunch? Yes, this is the first keyboard, Jay. We are at almost an hour, and we are on the first keyboard. Steve says, I now get 10% of all of Dan's keyboard dust. That's right. When I'm putting the dirty keycaps into that water-filled pot, when it's empty, I drain all the dirt, strain it, dry it, and then I fill envelopes with it and mail it to Steve. I say, this is dirt, straight from Canada. Okay, come on. As you can see, there's just like a little bit of grunge on the inside here. It's a little blurry, I guess, so you probably can't see it, but maybe you can see that. I don't know. Well, I'm only doing 2 of them today, Jay, so it won't be a day-long live stream. Don't you worry about that. This is just going to be 2. And actually, I was worried that this one was not going to be savable because of the writing on it. There's always a little bit of fear that the permanent marker is, in fact, permanent. Even though I brought out the big guns, 2 items that would arguably kill you if you drank them. We didn't have to use them. But if you're looking to kill someone... okay, we already saw that. Why only 2? Thumbnail showed 6 keyboards. I demand all size. Actually, Jay, there are 6 more to restore, so there's a total of 8. Thumbnail lied to you. If you want to see them, though, here they are. Yeah, let's never speak of that again. Okay, so we are basically done with this piece because we have it mostly clean, I would say. I think the only real criticisms that you could make still are that... oh, you know what? Hang on. Maybe not quite yet. Some pretty pucks to match. That said, you know what? I've got a couple pucks as well. I don't have ones to match all of them. I think I only have, like... Actually, we could probably take a look. Excuse me. But yeah, the only real argument you can make for taking it apart is that there's a couple specks of dirt right underneath these USB... Or, sorry, the part of the keyboard where the USB port is. It's probably not worth all the effort to get that out, because the rest of the keyboard is essentially clean. And with this era, you are at risk of breaking clips quite easily. So let's move that out of the way. And let's get back to the keycaps. So here we have the keycaps. They've been soaking in warm water in this lovely blue pot. And I'm going to grab a scrubber. And I should blow my nose real quick because I'm stuffed up. Oh my god. I was walking outside earlier today and I was so stuffed up, I guess from just spring allergies, that my eyes were shutting and watering on their own. Walking past our government building, trust me, if I was a government cop, I would have been looking at me real suspiciously. There's a guy crying with his eyes shut, walking around the legislature. Anyway, vibrant red towel. We're going to place our keys here to keep them off of the wood table. And I brought a secret guest, another guest machine, not a person. It is not a human, to help with getting these things dry. So let's just start scrubbing. Now, it's not a glamorous job. It is quite literally scrubbing keycaps. But this is probably the most important part because A, you're getting them all moist. You're soaking them moistly. But, oh, you know what? We were going to need to rinse them too. Sorry, I have to grab a strainer. But yeah, basically the dirt is just going to turn into like gum if you don't scrub it out. So here we are, being responsible adults, scrubbing out our keys. I'd also like to give a shout out to my buddy Derek Delavaux. He hooked up 2 of these 20SC external hard drives that he found, I think, at like a family member's house or something like that. So thank you for giving me a deal on those there, Derek. But they are hanging out behind us, living life. All right, let's catch up with the chat here. What are people saying? Gray hair discoveries. When you become famous, you can sell the dust and hairballs for big money. Absolutely. Yeah, you know how people are always buying that kind of stuff. Totally normal in this behavior. Totally normal behavior in this economy, says Garth. Yes. Very appropriate. You know what they say, everyone's got to have a side hustle, right? These days. Steve says, Dan, isn't that totally normal behavior for people outside government buildings? Talking about me crying with my eyes shut. No. Maybe. To be fair, there literally there are probably a lot of people that cry around that building, but more because they're upset with the world. Adam McGee, the Macworld article forgot to say that used Macs have dirty keyboards. That's true. Yes. This is an unfortunate fact, Adam. The keyboards are all disgusting. Daniel Hansen says, nice. Thank you, Daniel. Oh, Jay. Your son Jacob says, hi. He likes watching your videos. Is wondering when the chicken suit is coming back. You know what? I think we should bring it back for the 1,000 subscriber video. You know what we should do? I've got it. So, one thing that some people may know is that I own a lowrider, like a car with hydraulic suspension. I have a 64 Chevy with, you know, candy paint and beautiful seats and all that stuff. We should make a video of me driving the lowrider in a chicken suit doing something nerdy. I counted to 300 in binary last time, but maybe we need, like the chicken suit and the lowrider is good, but we got to find an element that ties it all together with vintage computers. But maybe I'll drive to the Apple store with a vintage computer dressed like a chicken. Oh, I don't want to say that because I don't want to commit to it, but that would be funny. It'd be weird, but that would be funny. Oh, Garth, go to the 300 subscriber special video. I count to 300 in binary dressed as a chicken. Hello, Dan. I'm here because of Mac 84 Vintage Hillbilly Shack. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. How was Steve's video? Steve is a content king in my mind. Duncan Taylor, I just joined what looks like an infomercial, but wait, there's more. Don't you worry, Duncan. There is more. I'm going to blow your MFing mind by scrubbing keycaps without a break for about 25 minutes. If your mind's not blown after that, then I apologize. I have failed, and I am the idiot. Jay says, lowrider chicken soup combo idea has Jacob's approval. Thank you, Jacob. Also, Jacob, I know you're a big fan of the burping, so I should give you a burp. Here we go. Ready? We'll take a quick moment for Jacob. This is for you, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, back to the chat. Chicken suit 64 lowrider vintage computers equals. Garth, that is a very good question. That's what I'm still trying to figure out. But we got to do something. Daniel Hens says yes and watch the whole thing. I did. I counted to 300 in binary and I kept all of it. It was miserable. Editing that was brutal. You know, I thought, oh, how do I shorten this? Because actually counting to 300 in binary was brutal. Oh, you know what, Garth? I read from a list. There's no way I could have done that just off the top of my head. That was not an easy feat for anyone, really. Jay says that burp bought his loyalty to the channel. Yeah, buddy. Welcome to the fold, Jacob. Welcome to Canadian Computer Collector. Vintage Hillbilly Shack. I missed Steve's video. I only caught the last minute or so. Well, I think it's on demand, right? Like, a premiere just means when it comes out, right? Like, or is it unlisted now? I don't know how that works. I'm not big time, you know. I don't know how these things work. Garth, I meant the burping dad. Oh, yeah. Not counting to 300 in binary. You meant the burping. Well, I figured out a couple techniques. So there's swallow your air. There's also quick breathe in, or like I guess a stomach breath. Quick stomach breath is just... And then what I do is, as a child, I don't know how I figured this out either. Like, it was really strange. I figured out that if you do the quick stomach breath, but if you also, like, lean forward and, like, suck up your ribs, you can create this vacuum effect. So, essentially, it just goes... Yeah! And then that's the byproduct of that. So... Sure, it doesn't help that I'm doing this on live stream, but I'm not monetized yet, so who cares about anything? Okay. You too can burp at home. Oh god. This is like a puzzle. You don't want to drop any of the pieces. Okay, coming around the corner. Here we are, cleaning keycaps. Steve says, best stream ever. Daniel Hansen, okay, burp techniques are why we're all here. Let's be honest, this is high value video content. Yeah, it looks like the people love the burps, and I can appreciate that. As the burper, I appreciate the burpee. Vintage Hillbilly Shacks, no offense, but I never cared for lowrider cars. I was a shade tree mechanic for 20 years, and I know it can go wrong with lowriders if you drive them incorrectly. You know what? You are 100% right, dude. I should say... there's a couple things that I think won't change your mind about lowriders. Obviously, we're talking about like thousands and thousands of PSI being exerted on a frame. But the car that I have is a 64 four-door Bel Air. That's why I said a 64 Chevy as opposed to an Impala. It was my first car, and I fixed it up. And then my brother fixed it up, and then I got it back at my brother's. Because basically my brother found it after I'd sold it, bought it back, and then got it back to me. And the other thing is I did a 2-pump setup with 4 batteries. So essentially the car itself won't come off the ground. So when I hit switches, it's only for lift and lock. But I love the sound, and I love the ability to like bump the rear up in the air like a cat that's stretching. So that's why I went with hydraulics. It's something that I'd always wanted as a kid, and you know, the timing was right. I had the cash. I was single, so there wasn't a woman in my life to be scared by the bill. And I just thought, you know what? If I don't do this now, it's never going to happen. But yeah, I don't take offense for that. You know what? Lowriders aren't for everyone, and that is absolutely fine. That is all good. You know, I grew up with classic cars, actually. Like growing up in Winnipeg, Canada, like central Canada, very cold here in the winters. But our dad drove a 67 Mustang Coupe, you know, with rust and all of that as a winter car throughout the 90s and early 2000s. Oh, we have a phone call. I'm going to have to just... There we go. Call them back. And then he always had another vintage car, like for a summer vehicle. So, you know, we would have like a Challenger that had been restored. That kind of thing. And it was a really good system. You know, it's what he called driving for free, because of how they appreciate over time and the fact that your investment more or less is covered. And that was where I got my love for old vehicles. So my first car was a 64 Bel Air, and she was rust-free but full of dents. Low mileage. Just a beaut. Happy to have it back in my life. Anyway, we are getting close to being finished rinsing these keycaps. I know this is dreadfully boring, probably. But we're going to have to get the keys off of the other one in here. And actually, we're going to have to invite a special key guest to join this one because we were missing a control key. Oh my god! Okay. So I noticed the chat's kind of died down a bit. Let's throw another burp into the mix and see if that entices everyone again. Hello. Is it me you're dreaming of? I can see it in your eyes. Okay. Gray Hair Discovery, 61 years old, and I still laugh at a good burp. Yes, sir. That will never go away. It's something my mom complains about all the time, too. It's like, why do you guys always have to burp and fart? Garth, everyone cheers. Chat dies when we're all listening. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Just had to throw another burp in the mix. I feel used. Okay, Vintage Hillbilly Shack. My first car ever was a 71 Ventura 2 that I got for free. It had no engine transmission, but the previous owner did give me a rebuilt 327. That's a nice motor. I wish I had a 327 in my Bel Air. I have a straight 6, a 230. Jay, if the chat is going nuts, it means no one cares what you have to say, and we're talking amongst ourselves. Much appreciated, Jay. You always know how to lighten my load. Don't say load. Okay. Come for the scrubbing, stay for the flatulence. Thank you, Duncan. Duncan, you're a man of great taste, obviously. Alright. So I believe those are all the keys. Oh, one more. We got a straggler. So I'm going to go rinse these off. And then we're going to have to lay them about so they can dry, and then put those keys in here so the strawberry can get started. Da-da-da. Be right back. Be right back. So here we are. Put the strainer down there. Put the butt. Oh no, we're starting to hurt the table. That's not good. Well, this table's already been absolutely destroyed by computers, so put this down here. Keep her away from the wood. Okay. Move this back as we gently lay out each key. So the whole point of this is while we're pulling keys off the other keyboard, this will soak up some of, hopefully, the water in these little holes. Because that's a huge pain. And then we're going to come at everything with the air compressor, which usually gets me pretty moist and results in much quicker dry times. Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh, so clean, so fresh and so clean. I don't want to sing the rest of the song because the lyrics are a little bit X-rated. Laying out the keycaps, here we go. Laying out the keycaps to and fro. I want the keycaps to dry before I die. I'm drying out my keycaps, that's no lie. Alright, and that's basically one complete keyboard, less one control key. Okay. Vintage Hillbilly Shack. Sadly, I will never see my first car again. My best friend in high school totaled it beyond repair with me as a passenger. Oh, God. How many people share that same story, though? I'm sure you are not the only one, my friend. I'm sure there are lots of people who totaled their first car or let a friend drive it, and that ended its life. Jay says, if this was a StreamYard sesh, we could all crash the party and stretch this out 9 hours. I wish I had started this as a StreamYard sesh. You know what? I was saying that to Steve because I didn't know if I could set up multiple cameras, because I figured this would be an important part. Having this camera would be an important part because you could see what's going on, right? Oh god, I just screwed that up. Okay, so let's pull keys off of this next one. Hello, strawberry. Keycapping moist, so Daniel Hansen, you get it, buddy. You get it. Okay, we got our puller. And actually, I should see, here's one of the parts keyboards. So let's borrow the control key. Should have done this earlier. And toss that boop, into the pot. All right, it begins. So this is a strawberry. Nice and bright. Yeah, just want to pull it off the bush and chuck it in my mouth, you know what I mean? I think next time I do one of these, Jay, we are going to do it as a StreamYard sesh. If I can like hammer out the multicam details on StreamYard, we can definitely do this as a group session next time. And I think that would be so much fun. Honestly, the best streams that I've done have been the ones with guests. And I didn't ask anyone in time. Oh, this is super dirty. Look at that. What the H is that? What, did a mouse live in here or something? You gotta be careful with these shift buttons. The big ones can be breakable. There we go. Oh, God. I think the metal clip on this one's rusted. Holy crap. That is absolutely brutal. Ugh. Just so you can see, put some paper towel behind it. Ugh. Okay. Enough. Enough. Alright. Just more dust from Mac84. That's right, Steve. I hope you're ready, pal. Buckle up, cause I'm gonna re-wet this dust and dry it out for you, buddy. And then we're mailing it over. And I do have Steve's mailing address, so I can send him dust. You might have to actually do that sometime. I'll send him another Robert Parker novel with dust. Or did I give you, was that Bruce that got Robert Parker? Steve, I can't remember. Was yours The Street Lawyer? Okay. Garth says, burn it. I don't blame you. Steve says, eep. Jay says, ew. These are all logical reactions. Gray Hair says it's protein. Oh, God. Vintage Hillbilly Shack, from what I was told, I actually ended up with an emergency services to load my best friend, my brother, and another friend into ambulances where I literally collapsed and stopped responding. Oh, my God. After the car accident? You've done a lot of living, my friend. Jay says, with a follow-up like that, Vintage Hillbilly Shack, Dan is going to feel really bad for laughing. No, if anything, I'm proud of you, buddy. That's heroic. What is this? I think there's a match in here. Ah! What the? All I remember is getting high from the morphine and scream singing Happy Trails. Okay, so here is what I believe to be a full match that you light a cigarette with. It's hard to see because it's blurry, but right there. Amazing. Amazing what you'll find under these things. They're like little traps for disgusting things. Garth says, burn it. Garth, I think burning has already... Oh, did we find another match? Yep. It's like someone was lighting incense near this, or cigaretten, as the German would say. To be fair, the Germans figured it out, man. I would rather say en instead of s for plurals. I think that's the way to go. Okay, spacebar. Gotta be careful here because I have broken one of these before. Oh, spacebar, you came and you found me a turkey on my vacation away from worky. Boop. That looks broken to me. Did that break? Maybe not. What's the spacebar over here look like? Oh yeah, that's definitely broken. Shoot. I didn't break that though. There are no broken tabs here. Let's have a look. Boy, these space bars are killing me here. Okay. Okay. 10 forward? Why is it known as 10 forward, Adam? Okay. Pull this off here gently, ever so gently. Okay. This one will work. This guy is going to get donated back for science. Last time I tried to load one of these broken space bars, it was such a pain trying to line everything up. I almost want to do it without the wire because it's such a pain. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Sort of. Nope, that's sideways. Okay, attempt number 2. Come on. Show me potato salad. Jeez Louise. Okay, lining it up, and we're in. Hey, it still pops up. Oh, missing keys. What do you do? Okay. So we have a working spacebar. We can put this one back. Back, you animal. Oh, this has to go back on the dirty keyboard. Dirty key. Oh, goodness. There we go. Nope. What have I done? Ugh. Why? Oh, I see what's going on here. There we go. We have to come under the corner because it will get stuck. It's weird how that didn't seem to be an issue in the past. Oh, I'm putting this in the wrong spot. That would be why. Duh. Oh, this one already has one. Okay. Okay, enough of what I'm doing right now. This came off of... Where is it? Where did you go? Where did you go? There we are. Boop. And we're back. Oh my god. Revealing the secrets of this horrible strawberry keyboard. What will we learn today about keyboards? But better yet, what will we learn about ourselves? That's what I'd like to know. So, Steve says, so kind of you to send the dust, I assume. Mine was The Street Lawyer, that's right. I sent Steve a copy of The Street Lawyer, signed by me, not my book. As you can imagine. What else we got in the chat here that we haven't looked at yet? Buying old Apple keyboards is a great way to get free matches. Steve, you're absolutely right, as we are seeing play out in front of our eyes in real time. What the hell is this? Is that another match? and like a paper clip? These people were animals. That's another match. And what looks like a pin, like a metal pin for sewing, a bobby pin. A bobby pin. Daniel Hansen, I once cleaned a Mac Plus keyboard that had so much hair in it, it matted down with, I think, tomato soup. I had to cut it out with scissors. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Dried tomato soup, matted down hair. You could probably put that on like a stick and sell it as a street food. That's absolutely disgusting. I had a G4 iMac keyboard that looked like someone had been crunching up Doritos and sprinkling them over the keys for like decades, because the bottom and like insides of it were filled with orange, like what looked like Dorito or Cheeto dust or something. It was absolutely atrocious. Okay. We're making good progress on this one. We're almost there. The best part is putting the keys back in. Oh my god, is that ever satisfying. I might even move the main camera just for that. Or maybe I'll leave it there so you can see how satisfied I am when I put the keys back in. Ooh! Pulling them out one by one, thinking about the food I'm gonna eat later. I am a hungry dude. I just worked out this morning too. Trying to get healthy, right? Yabba dabba doo. Okay. Okay, so we have a legitimate question here from our friend, the Vintage Hillbilly Shack. He says, anyway, Dan, since your channel is called Canadian Computer Collector, and the fact I don't currently see anything but Macs, do you collect any other brand of computers? And the answer is yes. Actually, I collect pretty much everything, provided it's vintage, and I think it's cool. Old Macs, I just happen to really enjoy. I think the way that they are designed, and the way they were branded, and the fact that there are different models of machine as opposed to just like, you know, most 386 machines are just like a beige case full of mystery parts. I like the vintage Macs. They remind me of vintage cars, frankly. They're something I can also work on and learn how to go together. So I really like those. I also have a couple Tandys. I have a Tandy 1000 and a color, or a color computer. I have a number of Commodores, some IBMs. I've got kind of like a little bit of everything, but I've got mostly Apple stuff. And then I have some sort of newer-ish PCs. I've got some older PCs that are random. I've got like a Windows 98 server tower. Got a 386 machine behind me that's not turning on right now. Just, there's like a whole bunch of stuff. My whole thing is like, is it cool and unique and old? That's what I'm looking for. And when, you know, my definition of old might not be the same as some people. When I say old, I'm talking like early 2000s and back. So that's why we're doing like, you know, color G3 keyboards. These might not be the oldest machines for some people, but I still consider it old. So let's get our dusty, goopy water out. Load all of these dirty keycaps in. You've had a chance to see just how awful they look. Ta-da! Dump them in the water. Blech. Blech. God. And then let's take a look at the keyboard itself. Let's make sure everything's under the water. Give it a nice stir. And we'll just plop that on the towel. Oh, we missed one. Just like last time. So, this is a fantastically dirty keyboard. Oh my god. Look at it. There's 3 matches in it. A bobby pin. You know, here's 1 match, 2 match, and 3. like clippers and stuff. It's a lot. So I would really like to vacuum this out instead of blowing all this crap all over my floor. So I'm going to try the vacuum again. It didn't work last time, but I have to quickly mute the audio so I don't break your eardrums. So 1 second. And we're back. Okay, let's see what people are saying. Okay, so I muted it so that the vacuum didn't pierce your eardrums because it is actually quite loud. But I figured out the problem with the vacuum. I could hear that there was air coming out and escaping, and it turned out that part of it had not sealed properly. So after dealing with that, all the air started to flow normally again, so all was good there. Oh god, the 10 forward because it's a space bar. Okay, yeah, now I get it. Daniel Hand's not a big Star Trek, huh? Yeah, okay. Garth, I didn't get it either, but oh boy. Daniel, I didn't taste it, so I'm not sure. Steve, I should not be eating as I watch this stream. Yeah, it's disgusting. Daniel says the keyboard was from the University of Manitoba, though. Could be relevant. This one... Vintage Hill be shocking anyway dancing. Oh, you know what? I thought I had addressed all that already. My bad. Gray Hair Discoveries. What's your favorite Mac you've acquired so far? That would be my Workgroup Server 95. I got that at a big, like when I was sort of new to the Apple stuff, I went to this estate sale and, you know, I got 2 Color Classics and a few other cool things there. Really good prices. And then I saw this and I was like, whoa, what is that? This is like a server, right? So I picked the thing up and yeah, it's probably the rarest machine that I have. But it is so brittle. It is just itching to die. Danny says, we can't hear you. Audio is 0. I want to hear the suck. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. This sucks. Anyway, just for context, I have a grand total of 3 computers made by Apple. Only one of them is a Mac, and I have about 100 IBM-based PCs. Oh, that's sick. That is really cool. You know what, Vintage Hillbilly Shack? I'm going to check out your channel, man. I'm just going to do that right now so I don't forget. Just type in the name. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'll figure it out. And then, so we've got the Suck Zone from Grey Hair Discoveries. Basement says, hello. What's up, Basement? This is way better content than yet another Mac Studio review. That's all anyone's doing right now, eh? I can't open the Mac Studio! Yeah, you think about how many tech channels they are, and pretty much all of them are probably doing that. Dan says, we're being denied the full cleaning experience. I apologize. You know, if you guys do want to hear this vacuum, here, check it out. Okay, where are we? Trina says, hello all, what's up, Trina? Daniel, we are still at Garth Beagle. Dan, you should make a looping audio clip you counting to 300 in binary. You can play when you have the vacuum on. That's a good idea. Vintage Lady Shack, Mac 84, just asking, but what's the music they use for your video introductions? Steve says, hi Trina. He says, Power Up by the other, Level Up by VHS. Trina says, hi Steve. Good luck subbing to Vintage Hillbilly. He doesn't have one. Fair enough. I currently have no content uploaded. Hopefully we'll change that soon. That'd be really cool. If you have 100 IBM-based PCs, I would love to see that. Adam McGee, I'm doing my own Mac Studio review in private. So is Steve, because he's buying one, right? Okay. Back to what we're doing. We've got keys soaking, keys drying. It's time to get the dirt out from in between the rows. So this was the least interesting part last time, and I'm sure it will continue to be this time. But, you know, we're all friends here, so I keep trying to get that out of the main shot, but then at least get the keyboard closer. So here we go. That works. Let's get the Windex going. Let's get it flowing. Let's, I don't know, burn it all to the ground. Burn it all. Burn them all, Ralph. Okay, so this has some real grime. It's not just a matter of getting the dust out between the rows. It's like scrubbing it out. Scrubbing the dirt out in some cases. And did you say this was from University of Manitoba? I'm not sure if you saw that correctly. Unless I bought this from you. Okay. Trina says, good old Sobeys Windex. Amen. Doesn't have to have brand power to be popular around this apartment. I mean, it's blue water that makes you cough, so just don't drink it, right? Also, try not to breathe it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh my god, there's so much grunge just in... I'm gonna have to get tweezers. 1 sec. Okay, so here's what we're dealing with. In this little piece here, there is dark orange, hairy garbage. Ugh. Yeah, it's hard to see anything on that camera. That Droid Cam drives me absolutely crazy, and that's what I'm using for that. I have an old Android phone, an S9 set up there, and the zoom is never obvious. Oh, there's so much junk in there. Get out, junk, get out. I'm like scraping it off the walls of this. How do you do this to a poor computer? Okay. Garth says he got his LC475 recap. That is awesome. Oh, that was the power supply, right? It's alive now. 5 volt are good, but 12 volts jumping all over. Oh boy. Daniel says, no, the plus keyboard was filthy from U of M. Oh, okay, yeah, that's legit. House Moth, that's J. Windex, only useful if it has vinegar in it. Yeah, vinegar is like the miracle material, hey? Like I used to use vinegar as my primary cleaning solution for my kitchen. Now I just use antibacterial spray because I'm a basic beep. Okay, I think I've got the majority of like the hair out of there. Now we just want to clean the edges of that up a bit because it's still kind of juicy. Still a little juicy. Catching up on chat still. Steve says, we believe in you, Garth. The basement, I'm hanging out for some toothbrush action. That's probably what I should be using on this. Dude, that is a very good idea. Actually, why even bother with this yet? Okay, getting the toothbrush. Toothbrush! Toothbrush, Las Vegas. Toothbrush, Las Vegas. How did I not think of this? By the way, there are lots of creators in this chat right now. One of them, The Basement, and I think you should go check out his channel. You should check out Mac84 if you haven't. House of Moth. These are all people who create awesome content, all in this space that I know you guys would love. So show them a little bit of love and go check out their channels. See if that's for you. Because I know they certainly were for me. So if you're enjoying this channel, you may just enjoy theirs as well. Chances are most of you already enjoy Steve's channel because he has quite a few subs. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Toothbrush was a great idea. I'm an idiot. So let's put this over here and continue working our way down the rows. But let's use the toothbrush this time. I feel so stupid for not doing this the first time around. Honest to God. This is what I would have normally done, like in a video. I guess there's a certain grace to using the paper towel, right? Like Jackie Kennedy, kind of. Okay, we got to catch up on chat here because I am falling behind. Vintage Hillbilly Shotgun around a 750-ish square foot shop for working on my machines. Ah, that's the dream, man. I would love to do that. Adams, is it weird that I'm having more fun playing with the PowerBook G3 zip drive than with my new Mac? That's just how we are, man. We're weird like that. Jay says, not much to play with it on the new one. Garth, sounds about right to me. Daniel, nope. House of Moth. Jay, it's a box of aluminum running Monterey. That is basically it, eh? Adam says, I'm restoring the time machine backup from the 2012 Mini. Gonna take a while. Garth says, do it over Wi-Fi. Adam, it's better. Adam, it's slow enough over 1 gig Ethernet. Trina is what I need to do on my live streams. Sing. Yes. Steve, would you mind sharing a link to my channel? Yeah, totally. Share the links to everyone's channels here. We are a community, folks. We gotta support each other. And then Jay says there are several The Basement channels. Which one is it? Thanks for the shout out, sir. Trina's new channel. Very cool. Let's make sure that I sub that one. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Oh, I do not. There we go. Subscribed. Trina, I have subbed. Love it before. Mac, Moth, Bruce from Down Under, Mike's Mac Shack. Now you, Dan, not sucking up. Thanks, gray hair. I appreciate that more than you know. I'm just but a humble servant to you lovely people. Trying to make this fun, Not that it isn't fun on its own. That's the beauty of this old tech, is just toying around with it is a great time. A great time to be had by all, as I like to think. Look what that dirty keyboard did to this toothbrush, though. Ugh. Brute dog, as no one says. Alright, let's just get these in-betweens. as I call them. They're just gaps between the actual frame and buttons. Okay. Jay says I can't paste the link. Oh, Jay, let me fix that for you. Oh my god. Everything is so laggy here on YouTube. All right, Jay, you have been made moderate. Lol. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Cleaning is so monotonous and tedious. And being... Okay. Oh man, this one was really dirty. Like, significant amount of dirt to get out of here compared to the previous. Oh, that was close. I almost hurt that plastic. Ooh. The worst part is when you get the dirt on the paper towel, you try not to put it back down on here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to get this like as close as I can without being lazy, you know? Laziness kills most restorations. You get through the hard part and then you're like, oh, I don't want to spend time on the little things. And then you end up with something that's like half restored. Da, da, da. Okay, that's probably good enough for now. Oh, you know what? I didn't get here. Shoot. Never mind. Ba, 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 ba. Introducing my friend Windex. Dun, 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 dun. William Jean is not my friend, hey! Just the one that went diving and got the bends. So he died when he resurfaced. All right, let's catch up on this this chat here. I've been leaving this behind. Love Mackie for blah blah blah. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for the sub. Jay can't paste the link because he's a pleb. Well, we fixed that. Bitch Hillbilly Shack. I'm a bit skittish about Patreon because it'd be the only way I could maintain the utilities of the shop that I plan to rent. Well, you know what? That's kind of the same boat I'm in. You know, you bring up a really interesting point here. Vintage Hillbilly Shack, and that is like, I am running out of space. This is an apartment, and there is not much more space that can be added to an apartment, and I don't want to pay for a storage locker because storage lockers, in my opinion, don't have any utility. They just add to the overall cost of the items that you own. I don't see it so much as an extra space as I do, you know, hurting your investment. So unless these things are increasing in value at a rate that outpaces the amount that you pay for the shop or the extra space. Sorry, not the shop, just for the storage locker. Then I don't see it's worth it. A shop has utility, and I would love to have a shop. But at this point in my channel's life, it's still too early. I have 4 individuals on Patreon at $1 each, and I get donations from people. So I don't have enough for the channel to support a workspace like that. You know, in the city that I live in, I would need at minimum several $100s a month for that. And you know, I don't want to spend my own personal money on that because, you know, we're dealing with like 6% inflation here in Canada. So, you know, it would be a dream, but I think at this point I'm looking for a house with a decent basement that I can set up in. I would love to have a shop, especially a 700-ish square foot shop. I mean, that's basically the size of my apartment, right? Trina says, I would not recommend using toothbrush before going to bed tonight. Yeah, I use an electric brush. This is actually the last one that I have because I strip Warhammer models with toothbrushes as well. Something I'm a big fan of is Warhammer and modeling. Like making models, I'm not a model. Steve says, don't mod Jay. He'll go crazy with power and start talking about how much he loves beige. Garth says, I'm so pro. I use new unused toothbrush when I clean old computers. That is pro. Jay says, the guild trip never fails. So Jay also has a few dozen beige ADB keyboards that need to be tested and cleaned. I should stream that and see how many people I can put to sleep as I'm doing so. You know, I just gave you admin, Jay. Jay's already onto the beige. Can't sell it that dirty. Trina says, I would totally watch your stream of that, Jay. Basement, I'd love to have a large shop to store and tinker. That would be the dream for sure. At the point now where I have a one thing in, one thing out policy. No more room. Yeah, I'm starting to get to that point. I have a lot of like keyboards and crap I need to just throw on eBay because they're taking up too much space. Steve got rid of my storage locker and put everything in my basement. My relationship with my wife has never been better. Oh God, I'm ruined. Jay, thank you for posting the Buy Me a Coffee link. If you have the means and you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the link and buy me a coffee. That's a way that you can donate. And also check out our Patreon. There should be links to the Patreon somewhere in my older videos, which is a horrible thing for me to say. So let's just pull that up here. Unless someone else has the link there. Dan, you entertain while you stream. I do not. People falling asleep during my stream is far more likely. Jay. Okay, I'll accept that. Thank you, Jay. Okay. And go to content. And go to a video. And a link to Patreon. Patreon is right here. Coming up. Coming up. I just put it in the chat. Chow Yun Fat. Okay. Can we still see our chat? Yes, we can. What are people saying? Trina says, I usually work on computers while you stream, Jay, so win-win. Good stuff. You know what? That's what we should all be about. Supporting each other as we clean and work on these machines. I'm very excited to get into the soldering game. I feel like that is one of the biggest parts that's held me back on using a lot of the really old machines. Basically everything behind me is I've had a fear of using them without recapping them. And I would like to be the one to recap them. Mr. Fahrenheit did a wonderful job recapping a bunch of boards that I've had over the years. But, you know, there's things like power supplies, like our friend Garth was recapping while we did this live stream. Things like that where I don't want to have to send it out every single time. I would like to be able to work on the hardware myself and get to know it a little bit better. Okay, so let's get this camera looking a little more interesting. We gave the back a wipe down. Time to give the front a bit of a wipe down. Because I do see some dirt here. I spy avec mein petit oeil quelque chose qui est... What's dirty in French again? Qui besoin nettoyer. I spy something that needs cleaning. How about that? That's basically what I said. All right. So that is all sorted. Let's get the cord, give it a little clean. Let's grip it and rip it, just like we did on the last one, right, folks? Oh, Trina, thank you for joining Patreon. That's awesome. We are up to 5 now. Trina, for joining the Patreon, you get shoutouts in every single video and to be part of the credits. Because the Patreons are the real ones. But you know what? If you can't and you don't want to subscribe to Patreon, no pressure. I'm not one of those folks who's like, you have to buy my stuff or I'll hate you. YouTube's an all-comers platform. That's the thing I like about it the most. So If you're down, support the Patreon. If not, absolutely no pressure. You are always welcome at the Canadian Computer Collector streams and videos till the dawn of time. Or since the dawn of time, till the end of time. My, oh my. Everything's just so dirty on this machine. Well, this isn't a machine. This keyboard. This is an object. An instrument, if you will. God, I can't imagine the machine that this actually was with originally. Okay. So, keyboard is cleaned. Now we have to do the exact same thing that we did with the keycaps. We did with the previous one. But what I think I would like to do here, because I don't want to start mixing things up, is I'm going to move this here, and we are going to jump into the drying of the previous keycaps. So here's the plan. We bump everything over. We pull out. Oops. Get out of here, vacuum. We pull out an air compressor. This is the one I use for airbrushing Warhammer models. It's also very dusty. Let's blow some of the dust off it. Good Lord. Alright. And here we go. We are going to dry these off now. One at a time. Number 3 is done. Bracket is done. Now, after I spray these all with the compressor, all this really does is mostly dry it. You know, like when you use the air dryer in a bathroom at like a Wendy's, and all the people in the bathroom are begging you to leave, but no. You know when you use like a hand dryer like that? Your hands don't get perfectly dry, but they get dry enough that they'll dry off like in a few minutes. So that's kind of what we're doing. Oh, a little bit of grunge still in here. A little bit of grunge. Oh, let's pull this out. And grab the toothbrush. A little bit of Windex. A little bit of Windex. Excellent. And, oh God, that's disgusting. Okay. Cool. Pop that wire back in. Let's just make sure this one's good too. I think it is, yeah. Yeah, if the wire doesn't move on its own, you know that there's a little bit of grossness still living within there. Alright. Good enough. Do I need to wipe my hands on my shirt after? Okay, well I better get out of bed and get started for the day. Have a great day and night, everyone. Thanks, buddy. Enjoy your day down under. Enjoy tomorrow, today. Jacoby Speed, do you still need to wipe your hands on your shirt after? Lols. Garth, I've got an air compressor. I guess that's normally used for finishing carpentry work and super strong, quite loud. Yeah. This is just a hobby compressor, Garth. Like, this is a very small airbrush compressor, so it's not all that loud. At least I hope it's not. Okay, come on. There's another one that's stuck. Come here. Blow it all out. Oh, come on. Don't get all saucy with me, metal bracket. There we are. Okay. The saga continues. Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang! Olympic torch flaming. It burns so deep. The thrill of victory. The agony defeat. Come here. Like, look at that. That's just juicy and gross. Yuck. Okay, let's wipe this a bit. Get in there, get the dirt out. Get it out, please. Oh, God. Okay, let's put the wire back in. Can't forget that. I've been watching The Wire lately, and I have no idea what is going on. Michael Scott, ladies and gentlemen. The Office. Come on, click back in. There we go. That sounded better. Woo! Woo! Another gross one. It's amazing that they're all the same like this. Come on, people. You think the soap is good enough? Remember when I talked about how it like turns the dirt into gum if you just let it soak without wiping it down? I mean, this is why we do this painstaking process. Whoops. It's to ensure that each one is actually clean. There's not really a lot I can say here, so my apologies, folks. I'm glad to see we're still at 12 concurrent. This compressor is not exactly peak TV, and I get that. I understand that. We'll get through it together. We're making good time. Okay. And onward and upward. Sorry if I'm ruining your Vintage Hillbilly Shack says, I just have a pancake compressor designed to inflate tires using non-pneumatic tools. Trina says, I replied to your email. Look at that. Look at the community we're experiencing today, folks. This is what you love to see. Ugh. Same position forever. I'm wearing this really weird Coke shirt, so it has like canvas material only for this strip, so it's like bunching up really weirdly. But this is an old Coke shirt that I got from my dad's store. He's an antiquesman. Recently-ish. He had it forever, right? And like, you know, people don't usually go to antique stores to buy clothing. So he just said, you know what, you can have it. I almost wonder if this is like an employee shirt for Coke. Ugh. Ugh. So much water just came out of that one. Does this belong here? Yes. Awesome. Let's give it one more quick one. You always get hit in the face by these things. The water comes flying out. 1,000 miles an hour. It's a straight dynamite. His name is Mr. Bump, and he goes Bump in the Night. You remember that show? The claymation show, Bump in the Night, or whatever it was? Wild stuff. Come on, there we go. Yeah, it's a nice little compressor. The only downside to it, I would say, is if you use it for, you know, like an hour, it gets pretty hot. So I always used to keep this by the window so that the outside air could cool it while I was painting. Oh yeah, we're losing viewers from this part big time. That's okay. The most satisfying part is around the corner. Gray Hair Discoveries have to leave now. Have a good one, all. Thanks. Later, Dean. It's nice to know your name. So yeah, this part may not be the most exciting, but this is one of the important parts of a keyboard restoration, because otherwise, like, I'd have to let these dry overnight, basically. I mean, they have so many little nooks and crannies. They'd pretty much be drying overnight. Instead of spraying water all over me. Ah! Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we're almost done. We are almost done, everyone. This set of keyboard keys. These are the only ones that remain right here in my hand. Everything behind this toothbrush is done. Then we get to put them back inside. Oh, not quite yet though. We're gonna have to bring out and scrub the other keys. At least the compressor won't be running though. Oh, VHS, yeah, that works. Garth, found a loose inductor in the power supply. Fix it, it's still not working right. Hate working on power supplies. You know what? That's what I've heard, Garth. I've heard that power supply restorations are just brutal. You have all different sizes of capacitors, power issues. That feels like the advanced project. That's for sure. Okay. That compressor out of the way. Alright. Give these all just a little rub. VHS loves working on PSUs. Man, oh man. Well, you got the skills to pay the bills, I'm sure. For someone to love working on a PSU, you gotta know what you're doing. I feel like. Okay, so let's scrub these. Give these a little bit more time to dry out, but they are mostly dry. Okay. This thing back. And here we go. Well, thanks for sticking around, everyone. I mean, we are at the 2 hours and 10 minutes mark. I only figured this would go for about 2 hours today, but we'll probably end up doing 2.5 or 3 just because of how long these keys will take to get back into the boards. These wet ones will all have to be dried, just like we just did, and then we just got to put them back in, and we're pretty much done. So, not the worst. But if you leave now, you'll miss the most satisfying part, which is the replacing of the keys. For sure. That's where the real living happens, you know? I'll be cutting loose, let me tell you. Oh, come on, come on. Keep getting Facebook messages from people. Well, leave me alone! Oh, God. Just drop the P. There it is. How many people can say that? You just dropped your P? Bibbidi bop. Oh, this water is so dirty now, too. Steve is going to be so happy when I dry out the dirt and send it to him. Oh, God, it's such a monotonous process. Having done it once already. Oh, this one is like really dirty. Oh, God. Ugh, it's like peeling apart a caramel. Okay, that's a little better. Still not perfect. Give it the up-close treatment. Rinse, and in it goes. Same with this guy. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, well, I just stabbed myself an extremely dirty piece of metal, so let's get the 99% out. Come on, get that alcohol in there. Lovely, lovely part. Just fucking, oh, my language. Sorry, just freaking stabbed myself and I'm bleeding. Very pleased about that. But the show must, show must go on. Okay. This thing is absurdly dirty. Might actually be rusty. Oh no, I don't think it's rusty. It's just, it's pre-rust. So it's lost its outer layer. So it would seem. Okay, let's catch up on some chat here. Trina, oh, Steve says, I'm so happy about the dirty water. Trina says, so now you are collecting dirty water, Steve? I have to figure out, I'll give you my dog a bath and gladly send you the water. Garth says, uh-oh. Possibly to my finger. Does anyone know if the Tinker Different forum would allow me to post a wish list? Well, lucky for you, sir. Steve is in the chat here. Steve, maybe you'd be able to answer that question for VHS? What kind of machines are you looking for? Or are you talking about parts? Talking about. Oh my goodness. Well, we're down to 6 concurrent viewers, and I can't blame a single one of you for dropping. Do I have gloves, Trina? I do not. Doesn't really bother me, though. We're just using dish soap. So, I mean, while it's dirty water. It's also got a good amount of dish soap in it. And I just put some alcohol on there, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll wash it off again. Parts in non-North American computers. That's a very cool request. I was watching some videos recently about Russian, Japanese, and actually British computers. There's a really interesting video by, what's that guy's name? God, I can't think of it. He has a big channel though. And he posted a video about time traveling through these like British machines that the government was really hoping would catch on over there. And I just thought it was a wonderful video, like so captivating, such a cool story. But it was neat seeing these British machines because I had never really interacted with one ever, or even heard of one, really. Because I spend most of my time with North American stuff. Although I should say Australia seems to have a lot of the same junk that we do, so Western value nations, I guess. Oh, this one's got a horrible looking thing too. Okay. How do they get this bad? That's what I want to know. It's like things are growing in them. Ooh, that's really bad, actually. I might have to soak that in alcohol. Oh, tell me about it, VHS. Very rare version of the Amiga 500? That sounds cool. Is it from like the Czechoslovakia? The Czech Republic? The Balkans? I'll deal with that later. Just want to get through these keycaps. How do I reach these keys? South Park, right? Am I right, folks? Okay. All right, we're back up to 8 concurrent viewers, which is exciting. We were down to 6. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Come back here. Space Invader keyboard and a unique label on the bottom that I haven't seen anywhere on my own A500. What's the Space Invader keyboard? That sounds cool. I'm not, I don't know much about the Amigas. Okay. I can feel it. We're right near the bottom of the pot. We'll give these suckers a rinse, and then we'll lay them out, and then we'll put the other ones back into the Lime keyboard, which is the big exciting part here, right? Yeah. Okay. Tell you the worst ones are the F keys because they're so tiny. It's hard to get the F-in brush in there, am I right? Okay. All right, that is every keycap. This disgusting water has to go. And I'm going to rinse these keys. So we'll get both of those things done at once. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. We are rounding the final turns here, ladies and gents. So first thing, let's lay these all out. Suck up that initial wetness with the towel. Okay, Garth, you're out. We'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for everything. We are down to 7 concurrent. We lost Garth, our backbone. But we're doing just fine. Okay, let these suckers dry a bit. And God, there's so many to flip over. Okay. Why can't they all just flip down the way I want them to? Okay, move this out of the way. Sort of. And let's get ready for this next sweet part. So, grab the lime keyboard. Looking all fine and clean. Very nice. We will grab another keyboard just for the purposes of putting all the keys back. And let's get started. All right, first things first, spacebar. So, pull out the little feet. It has to go that way, so the feet slide in. Let me get this closer. There we go. Feet slide in like this, and down. We're good. What do we have here? 7 with an ampersand. We'll hang on to that one. Shift key. This is the small one. Yeah. So pull out the little legs. Pop her in there. And that's working too. So here we have enter. This is for the numpad. And we'll put the little legs up. Slide her right in. And same thing. Oh my God. This is the most satisfying thing in the world. Okay, big shift. Going in. Legs first. You know how it is. Boom. What's next? Enter? No, that's the 0 key. Legs first. Boom. I love cleaning up and restoring keyboards. I think putting the keys back in is the most satisfying thing in the world. Makes me feel like I did something. Enter key. Boom. Return, I guess. Delete. Ooh. Legs first. Boom. All right. Now let's grab a handful and we'll see where they go. Tab. Right there. This looks like caps lock. Yes, indeed. And Apple symbol. Oh, is that right? I don't know. Does it matter? No, I don't think so. Okay. This fella. And then what do we have here? This is an F key. F1, perfect. Start the F keys off right. We have 4 and 7, with nothing above them. And These keys are designed really, really interestingly because not all of them follow the same rules for their design, right? Like this one has a hard edge and 2 that are, or I guess 3 technically, that are sloped. And this one has 2 hard edges. And then like here, the hard edges meet each other and the slopes go in opposite directions. Oh, you know what? That's because that's not right. That's an L. Oh my god! That's embarrassing. Where's the other 7? Well, I guess we'll get it eventually. This is a 9. Okay. Jay requires 4 more hours of streaming for him to get some meaningful progress done while he cleans his office. Well, Jay, you know, I'm happy to hang out with you while you're cleaning, but I can't guarantee anything. 4 hours is a long time, my friend. Okay, 2 goes down here. This looks like the L key that gave me... No, that does not. What is this? What is this? Oh, I guess the L is at a hard italic. Like, that's really weird. Okay. Here we have the single dash. We have the letter D. An N, which would be right here. An L, which would be right there. E from Qui. X from Zix. And then what? Squiggly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2. And a Y. Why do we do these things? That's what we're wondering. QWERTY. This is probably an I. T, Y, U, I. And a crazy quiggly squiggly briggly bracket. Grab another handful. Escape key goes back in place. What's up, girl? F5, F9, F7, F10. Help. Okay, help goes up here. F5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 9, 10. 6 goes in there. That looks like a Q to me. Number 8 on the numpad. Number 7 on the numpad, finally. And that one's not flat to flat, so good thing we noticed that, even though I thought it was a teachable moment, because I'm an idiot. Y has an H below it. That looks like a slash of sorts, maybe, yeah. Numlock and clear. Number 5. These are such nice keyboards. I really like these keyboards, honestly. They're rigid, colorful. I like the font on the keycaps. The italics are cool. H, G, F, QWERTY, P, from L, M, N, O, P. You may remember them. Okay, next to the L, number 3 over here. That felt weird, but it's tapping, right? We be tapping. Right, what's the best place to put this? Right here. Right here, folks. Right here, folks. VHS got a Project Veal 84 Mazda B2000 with an OMC Cobra 2.3 liter and a Borg Warner T5. That's awesome. That is awesome. Adam says, I have to disable the server portion of always external over to Time Machine Restore as long as you have streaming done. Okay, well, seems like everyone's taking care of business. Good to see you. Love to see it. TUVCV in the keyboard world. We got a plus and an equals. We've got a number 6. We have a up arrow, I believe. No, that is a down arrow. Number 4. And an M. And some colons. A little colon check. Letter J, F, G. We got some F keys here, or what? F11. Home. F8. F3. Page down. F2. A side arrow, but which side is it? I believe it's on the other side like this. That looks right. Another arrow with a little bit of stress on the top of it. Page up. F6. So you can see, folks, how, you know, even though it was a giant pain in the butt, spraying these with compressed air was basically the only way we were going to get them dry enough to put them back in the keyboard on this live stream. So it worked out great in the end. It was a pain and boring, but necessary evil. My little squiggly TYUI Alt Option and A1. The letter B, the number 3 with a hashtag or a pound symbol depending on your age. I was lucky enough to have both in my life. Equals, there we go. F12 with a little bit of stress on the top of the key. What is that? Is that stress or dirt? Oh, I think. What on earth is going on with this F12 key? Oh, weird. It looks like the plastic spidered on it. Well, let's give it a little bit of ISO. Steve, that's great news. If I can teach about the alphabet while doing something like this, then I have truly met my goal. Adam says, I connected a 2001 Studio display to my and a graphite keyboard to my Mac Mini. Love it. Love it. Blend that retro modern goodness. Okay, F12 is cleaner, but still, you know, not in the best of shape. Okay, number 5, right in the center. ASD. That is a 9. These are some dashes, some splashes. F4, an upward arrow. And this one, oops, that's not how that goes. There we go. And right there. So now we need to get that control key that we borrowed. Spray her out with some goods. There we go. And that is one Lime G3 keyboard. Looks good, doesn't it? Got our little plastic piece, this little riser. Whoops, comes all the way back if you want your keyboard up. If you like to keep it flat, boom. So I think we can call that a success. Now we have this curvy cable. Try and wrap around it, straighten it out a little. Ugh. Okay, One down. Next up is the fun part of spraying out more caps. So I apologize in advance, everyone. I know this part sucks, but that's just how it is. Oh, we do have some rescues we need to do, though. That is obvious. Kind of like the same as last time. Anything that has the metal bracket in it needs a little more extra attention. Pop that over there. Now we come at the metal. You know what, I almost might, I think I need to soak these. Hang on. I'm just gonna get a little shallow dish. I think there's one over here. Okay. Yeah, these metal pieces are just so gummed up. Alright, that's the first one soaking. Second one. Oh, wait. Wait. A bunch of these got loose, so we have to figure out which is which. So that's for return, and they are soaking right now. These two are the same size. It's the same size as that. Okay, so it's fairly universal. That'll do, yeah. So actually, I think these might all be the same size. Yeah, they are. Thank you, Apple. Oh my god. Okay, let's get them all in there. Soak it up, boys. Boys. The spacebar is fine, I think. It's just got one little spot. Could use a little tune-up. Toonski. Okay. All right, let's continue blowing these things. So I gotta ask Daniel Hansen, as the gentleman who mentioned the University of Manitoba earlier, obviously you're local, are you the fella that bought that, what I believe to be a G5 iMac from me for like $20? Is that the one, the broken one? Where it wouldn't boot, and it would just make like horrible grinding sound? VHS, I think everyone's thinking that about those Mac Studios. I think one thing to really ask yourself is, like, what are your workflows? I mean, it's an incredible machine, and it's probably time-proofed a decent amount, considering how fast and versatile it is, but, like, still, you know, do you need a $5,000 machine? Ask yourself, like, if your workflow does. Some people absolutely do. But like I said, yeah, I would think about it. It is shiny, new, and exciting. It's also very expensive. Oh man, so many keys. Dun, 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 dun. Where are you located, Daniel? You said you're in Winnipeg's orbit? Oh, Mike, how you doing? Mike, welcome to the stream brought to you by Ronsinol. Ronsinol. Get your lighter fluid. Get your smoke on. Oh, because you know you love the hoser. That's why, Mike. You know you love the hoser. We are cleaning 2 keyboards, too, by the way. We've already finished one. This beautiful lime green, which is now complete. I could lick it. And we're just working on finishing up this strawberry, which you see right here. So, we'll go like that. To get a real taste of the strawberries. Well, it can't all be Zippo fluids. Oh, we are down to 5 concurrent. This is what the compressor does every time. The compressor makes a horrible sound. I totally get it. I get it, alright? I get it. Look, I get it. Look, I get it. Look, I... Oh, Daniel's in Thunder Bay. Yes, very familiar with Thunder Bay. I can see how that works. You are definitely in the orbit. You are in the parts of Ontario closer to us than Toronto. Or is that true? Because maybe I'm thinking of Kenora. Is Thunder Bay closer to Winnipeg than Toronto? Because Thunder Bay's still like 7 hours away, right? Yeah, oh God, liquid in my face again. 18 hours to T-Dot. Yeah, it's like 20-something for us. That's one of the parts that I'm so jealous of our American friends of, is that your states are so close to each other that for the most part you can just drive across a few states like it's, you know, in a day, like it's nothing. Here in Canada, we have a lot of landmass and not a lot of people. So, like, my city, the one I live in, centrally, between Toronto and... between Toronto and, like, Edmonton or Calgary, we're, like, the only city with close to 1 million people in it for, what would that be? A good 48 hours of driving. And luckily, hours are still the same in Canada as they are in the rest of the world. Keep getting sprayed by water here. Adam's driving to New York tomorrow to pick up some Apple IICs. About 3.5-hour trip. Not bad. Adam, what are you paying for those 2Cs? I've noticed those have gone crazy over the last couple years. I have 3 myself, but I've noticed they've gone crazy. Hey, Bruce is here. How's it going, Bruce? You're joining just at the end of the worst part of this video. So hold tight. We're almost there. We're right by the finish line. This one will probably end at 4, is like what I predicted. So about an hour and a half per keyboard. And that's, oh god, that's stacking. Problem is these little cylinders in each key, I don't know if you can see, fill with water. And when I hit it right at the top with this 200 for 2Cs, that's a good deal, Adam. Ugh. Water tends to spray out of these things. And sometimes it hits me in the face. So that's what we're dealing with here. Oh, God. Like I can see droplets of water on my own face. From my face. Ugh. Okay, 2 keys left. 1 key left. Oh yeah, that's enough of that. VHS, you definitely need a passport to enter Canada. You definitely need one. Even if you're from Canada, you still need a passport to enter Canada. So we'll move these off of the really wet portion of this towel and then roll them around on the dry. All I know is that I've driven to the United States a number of times from where I live, and each time they've asked me for a passport to enter the United States, and in Canada, like re-entering, same thing. So, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I would bring one anyway, just to be safe. Okay, these are mostly dry now, so let's address what's going on with these metal brackets. Okay, so over here we have these little metal brackets that were giving us a hard time. They were really sticky. I had them soaking in 99% ISO, which should kill off most of the junk that's making them so difficult. Oh, you don't have a passport. Well, you could try. It's one of those things where you don't want to make the trip and then have to turn around. You know what I mean? That would be a major pain. At least that's how I would feel. Canada is a very friendly place, but not at the border. I don't know what it is about border guards. They're a certain breed. Takes a certain type to become one of those people. To be overly suspicious and untrusting of others. And be a bit of a meathead, in my opinion. No offense if anyone here is in fact a border guard. I just have not had good experiences. It's like even when it turns out you're innocent, they treat you like a jerk. I've just had my vehicle searched a couple of times because, you know, I have a blonde afro and youth. been accused of being a shady character at the border when it was not warranted at all. Actually, you know, it's funny. We came back from Mexico once with a bunch of friends, and the Canadian border guards just put us through the ringer for some reason. I'm like, I live here, man. Like, you've gone through my bag. At what point are we going to be okay with each other? Border guard near Vancouver got all weird because I had some AA batteries lying in the backseat. See, that's what I mean. It takes a certain type. Like, I could not look in the mirror every morning and go out and hassle people over AA batteries. That's just me. I am a lot more chill than that, I would say. I once had my car searched because I repainted the trunk, and I'd left the tape and like I taped flyers around so that I wouldn't get paint on certain elements of the trunk, and I went to drive a friend to the border so he could pick up a car he'd bought in the United States. And we get there, and this old lady is at the front, and she's like, "What's wrong with your trunk?" And I was like, "I don't know, what are you talking about?" She goes, "Looks like the floor's been raised up." And I was like, that was in an 81 Caprice coupe, by the way. And I was like, I said, for the record, all trunks have looked like this since the 50s, you know, like where you have the floor and then the quarters go around it, where you can like stick your arm in between. So yeah, she didn't believe me. She thought I'd raised the trunk, and I don't know how stupid she thought I was, because like, who would raise the trunk of the floor of their trunk and then leave all of the materials there still from when they did it? It just seems illogical. Anyway, so she had a bunch of different guys search me, and they said, if turns out you're bringing drugs into my country, I'm going to put you in jail for 20 years, all this crap. And I was just sitting there like, you know, I guess I gave these guys something to do for the afternoon. You know, hanging out in rural, wherever, North Dakota, that must be a blast. Lol. And I can say that because I live in the Canadian version of North Dakota. So, yeah, anywho, it definitely takes a certain breed. So, we are back on to the fun part again. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finished drying off keycaps. This is the very last part of this live stream where we put the keys back in the board. So let's do it together. Let's get really excited. Let's get diarrhea. Let's learn about Weird Al. There's so many things we can do when we're this excited. Spacebar is in. Here comes the big shift. Whoop. Put one of these horribly devastated metal brackets in here. Come on. Just go in. There we go. I don't know if Mike is still here from Mike's Mac Shack, but I gotta say, man, I appreciate the hoser talk, because no one says hoser anymore, you know? It's like we all forgot about Bob and Doug McKenzie. But hoser is my favorite. And actually, my brother and I started a YouTube channel called Hoser Gaming Lounge, where we also have a Twitch channel under that name. And we were playing Heroes of Might and Magic the other night, where I got stomped by the computer, which was embarrassing. And I can definitely confirm that I've been playing on my own since then to prove to myself I could still play that game. But what was I going to say now? Oh god, I went off on the Heroes tangent. Now I can't remember. I'm an idiot. Oh yeah, right. So we started this channel, Hoser Gaming Lounge, and we're playing Heroes 3, and we actually got raided on Twitch, where another streamer dumped like 119 viewers into our channel, and it was awesome. I was so pumped by that. We ended up getting, I think, 7 followers out of it. So I don't know. If you're interested, check out Hoser Gaming Lounge on both Twitch and YouTube. And that's my brother and I trying to do where, you know, we deposit our gaming stuff. Oh, that didn't go in right. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Dave, what's up, man? You came at the right time. We're just rounding the bend here on our 2 keyboard restorations. Or cleanups, I guess you could say. We didn't really dig into them. But you know what? These already worked, so like they didn't need to be opened up. But we are popping keys, baby. Jay, 3 more hours. Yeah, right. Oh, we're back up to double digits. That's good news. I like that. 2 goes 3 in. Return space colons 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The letter V. ZXCV. The letter Y. QWERTY. J is to the corner here. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 over yonder on your numpad. Oops. Rounding the U-bend, says Duncan. Bruce says, hi, Dave. Is Jay relenting on the hours? Well, we'll see. I think he's going to be heartbroken once we get all these keys back in, but unfortunately, that's just something that's going to happen. QWERTY. You can tell it's a Canadian keyboard because it has a Z instead of a Z. Oh, that's right. I can tell that, can you? Okay. Number 8. Number 1. Number 4. Okay. D, A, S, D, and then K. So we have colon, L, K. And a G. And a P. It's time to P. A, S, D, F, G. Z, X, and an N. Because it'll go question mark, bracket, bracket, M, N. And that is a bracketa. Question mark. 6. M. A little dasherino. Squiggly. Okay, and then potential F slash arrow keys slash escape slash home slash page up slash page down. Damn, I'm thinking you collaborate us. I can drag you both down with me. Oh, Bruce, you're beautiful. You beautiful. You are beautiful. Thank you, Bruce. That's going to be really fun and exciting. Bruce has been working on a Color Classic board for me that I mailed all the way to Australia so that he could put his lovely hands on it and teach it how to love. If you can imagine, the lights are turned down low. Bruce is talking in soft tones. He's got some Outcast on the radio. Ain't nobody fresh as me. Or dope as me, I'm just so fresh, so clean. Anyway. Bruce, you would know, right? You have the lyrics. Steve, I heard your video is wonderful, man. I gotta see that. Right after this, I'm gonna watch it. We are getting very close to being finished, which is huge. That'll be another successful live stream in the books. I gotta say, Steve, I wish we could have got you on here. Jay, I wish we could have got you on here. Bruce, too. Next time, I'm definitely going to do this in StreamYard, but I might need a little help figuring out the multi-camera angles because I'm not sure how to dial in a second. Yeah, I'm just a helpless maiden when it comes to StreamYard. JK, I mean, I could play around, but I don't want to do it on a live stream. So we should jump on there sometime, fellas, and take a look at that. Dun, dun, dun. God, I love putting keys into keyboards. I don't know what it is. It's the click, and then the fact that it pops right back up, but it stops. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. F6. C. This one. QWERTY. ASD. F8. Bruce says, yeah, I'm dope as I get. I don't doubt it, man. Jay, if you do a keyboard cleaning stream tonight, I would love that. And I would try to make it everything within my power. I do have company tonight, though, so I may have to just put it on and watch from afar. F10. But Jay, if you do that, as, I don't know, what was it, Hanson? I have no idea. I'll be there for you, is what they said. They once sang. I'll be there for yow, and you call me, I'll be na 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 na. That's my Hanson impression. All right, folks. I am stoked. We are finished. These are all the tools that were required to accomplish what we did today. All of them right here for you. This one goes back into the box of unrestored keyboards. And we have two beautiful, clean contenders for the most wonderful keyboards online at this current time. Okay. So here's what we did. Today we took apart this lovely line and this lovely strawberry G3 iMac keyboard. We cleaned off all the keys, soaked them, dried them off, cleaned all the dirt out of inside each keyboard, sucked it up with the vacuum, hit it with the anti-static brush, Windexed my balls off. So you know what? It was a very, very exciting day. We did 2 in total, Steve-O. Only 2. We did, arguably, this is like the Splatoon edition, right? Pink and green. Kids are going to love that. You kids like Splatoon? You're going to love that. Anyway. That's it for today, folks. I thank you so much for joining me once again. I love it when people come and hang out with me on Saturdays. These live streams have been really fun, really rewarding for me. And we might have some more familiar faces in the next one. So in 2 weeks' time, I hope you'll join us again. I'm not sure what time of the day, but this seemed to work out decently. Excuse me as I scratch my face again. And we'll have another edited video next week, which I believe will be the unboxing of my LC2 and the StyleWriter printer. So check that out. An ET monitor behind me? What are you looking at? This guy? That's an old G3 Studio display, or G3 era. But anyway, thank you so much, everyone. Remember the color pink, remember the color green, and just how wonderful they both were today. So, take care, folks. Be well, be kind to each other, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.